my sweet, sleepy, slothy friends, living life with FND. Just so you know, you're not alone. If you're battling chronic pain or seizing the day with those pesky little insomniac gremlins again, let me remind you, my sweet, sleepy crew, Sarah totally understands you. We're seizing the day, literally, and totally unable to sleep. So take a deep breath, in and out. Sarah's here for you to help you drift off into something soft and sweet. Breathe in and out. Let's sip some sleepy warm tea, modest teas, just for you and me. She guarantees her favorite tea brand, named Gov't Shutdown. A sleep will knock you out. Take a breath in and out. Turn off the lights, get deeply cozy, and pretend to yawn. Stretch out any aches and pains. Take a breath in and out. Now yawn. Watch the march, drive for a bit. Take a breath in and out. Now yawn.
Hey everyone. Sorry for the confusion. I always do that. But with how things are going in the United States, I thought just keep it on because we just need to relax. Most of my music is pretty relaxing anyways. So, why am I on a Tuesday? You usually don't see me on a Tuesday. I kind of figured Monday didn't really do anything, even though I was like, I'll see you on Monday or Wednesday. So, got out of art class early today, and I was gonna go and relax after art class, and well, I saw the news about SNAP. And if you don't know me by now, you should know me by now. Predictions. Yeah, we're gonna talk about my little prediction here. Did I ever tell you guys, that the snap and shutdown business is probably going, I think I have told you guys that it's going to, I predict that it's going to go into 2026. I'm sorry to, inform you. Now I'm predicting that it's going to affect us in January, and it's going to affect us in February. I even shocked my own therapist 1 week prior to Mr. President was going to win. And I've predicted a lot of stuff. Now, a lot of my predictions are in dream form. So that's how I get most of this prediction type stuff. And I think a lot of people try to shut me down because they don't like to hear this prediction stuff because it can be rather scary, even for me. And so, anywho, that is what's going on. Snap is getting no, I don't see any zombie apocalypse. I foresee our country going in the Great Depression. Now that's live prediction, so that can't, I don't consider that as, most of my dreams are more predictability, I think. More accurate. And they have been accurate. So, now me being awake, I don't, anywho, hey Flash fan, welcome. No worries. At least you came on here. And Yvonne, welcome. You guys get hearts. And any lurkers, it looks like we got 4 lurkers. No worries if you can't chat with me. No worries. I am going to say I am on disability. I am on food stamps. I'm gonna talk about ways you can help your community. Try to help the people that are closest to you. First off, take care of them first, foremost. Because they're gonna be, struggling the first and probably gonna drive you crazy. No worries, Flash fan. Do what you gotta do. No worries. Go get ready and get all situated with your presentation. So, put yourself to work. You can always watch the replay later. So, there was somebody that I knew that was like trying to help her community and stuff, and I would say making sure that whoever has SNAP, SNAP does not pay for membership to Walmart. And I would say helping them pay that, and you can take them to Walmart and put that money on a card. They have these I think it's called One Pay cards. And there's a whole process that you have to do, but putting, funds on there helps somebody. So membership to Walmart is only $49. You can Venmo if, that's too much work too. And that way the person can get food delivered, because telling somebody that, you can go to the food pantry, well, many of people that have disabilities can't drive. They can't use public transportation, especially in my town. They have cut the budget $750,000. Yeah, the bus goes to the grocery. It goes to Walmart, but sometimes with a mobility device, wheelchair, etc., they can't, do too many things at once. We're not very task savvy much anymore. I can't do two things at once. So then taking them to Walmart, let them shop, because insurance does take people to the grocery. However, it is a curb to curb, so the person is unable to get out of the vehicle and shop. Here's the complicated part. If they don't have a membership with Walmart, they can't really purchase their food and pick it up. Yeah, there's loopholes everywhere. Yeah, and so most importantly, just taking the person to the grocery or Walmart or whatever. Just don't hand them cash and expect them to, figure it out on their own. Because Uber, Lyft, that requires a debit card, and it is very, very expensive. There's a lot of loopholes, and it can be very, very frustrating, especially like for me. I have to mentally, okay, how many steps is it to get to the bus stop? And then how many, is there going to be any scooters at the, pantry? Which there are not any scooters. So if you can talk to your food pantry, that would be a great thing for me to have a scooter, especially anybody with, mobility devices or physical, and also senior citizens. So scooters need to be at the food pantry, okay? Now for me, in my town, it requires, now it used to be 2 buses to get to the food pantry. Now it is 3 buses. Yeah, they've got the buses somewhat connected. It's good in some ways, and then it's like frustrating in other ways because, and I've been trying to get, I want at least these like 2-seater things that they built into the bus stops, where I can just sit down and wait for the bus. They need, and unfortunately, our town has cut our budget, so I'm like, I feel like I'm asking too much. So it's really kind of frustrating for seniors and people with disabilities. So inviting people to your home for Thanksgiving is also another idea. A new friend and new part of the family is always good. Because that's what Thanksgiving is all about, too. And then, what else? Just, this is kind of frustrating because I wanted to go to a holiday gig that my friend in high school is putting on, and so I could go directly there, but I have to go an hour out of the way south of where I live and then go directly to this family member and go to the show. However, I wanted to go see another family member, my dad, and then go to this function. However, I have to go all the way to Chicago and then take a Uber or Lyft to see my dad. And then see my dad for a little bit and then take an Uber or Lyft back to Chicago and then go over and and climb stairs and to get on the bus, and I have to pay extra because of my disability. They sardine in these buses, airplanes, you name it. And I just can't walk with a walker. I usually do 2 book bags, and they're usually heavy too, and that I have to factor that in as well. Luckily, this time around, the last time around, I kept some of my personal stuff up at my dad's, so I don't have to carry as much. And then my art stuff, and then what else? So, and then having mobility issues, and then my dominant side doesn't work very well anymore because I still have issues, with this hand, and it's just. And then when the first time I went up there, I thought I had reserved the seat, but I didn't. But I thought the seat was closer. And I got on the bus, and this poor guy, he was out cold. I wasn't gonna bother. He was a little extra fluffy, and so I ended up sitting in front of him. But yeah, he was just extra fluffy. And so, but having to pay extra to, sit closer to the front because disability, that doesn't bode well with me. So, anywho, and then somebody helped me pay for my seats the last time. And I even told the bus driver, I'm like, I can't do this. I can't walk back to the back that far, so. And I've got too much stuff with me still. And I'm too scared to chuck everything in the storage under the bus. So, anywho, and then what gets me the most is walking up those steps, and I'm just like flustered about that because I wanted to go and see my dad and then go to this event, but I'm like, now I'm just gonna have to go south of here to go 3 hours to see my sister. Anyways, and so if you guys can, now, if you do not have the capability to help, do not say anything, you know me. I understand if you are not in a position to help, please, because it does really make me feel bad, because I feel like I'm pushing it too much too, so. And then that kind of prevents me from wanting to ask you guys, for help. And YouTube is, uh, I don't know. It's motivating me also to, try different things on YouTube too. So, if you understand what I'm saying, I don't like grifting. Can somebody else grift for me? That's the hard part about this whole thing. If you want to, let's do buy me a coffee, because I think that records it a little bit better. If you want to privately do, pay me, use Cash App, but if you want receipts, you can buy me a coffee. It's going directly to, SNAP funds, Thanksgiving, traveling to family for Thanksgiving. So, but like I said, do not do anything. Do not, say wish, yada, yada, yada. Because I know you will help if you could, and so anyways, that's my thought. So I am not looking forward to this. I thought, being on disability benefits would not be this stressful. I think Mr. President, you're gonna make me start crying, dude. This shouldn't. There's a level of, there's a lot of loopholes in, the system. But this brings a whole stressful anxiety. You're, causing me to have anxiety, dude, to the point where I can have, seizures, and this shouldn't be a thing. Yeah. So we need to move on. I need to move on. I need to figure out a job. However, people do not understand after interviews, very disappointing interviews. I was actually surprised that I got interviews. Now I started, vocational rehab is supposed to be geared to help you if you are disabled, senior citizen, mostly disabled, to help you find a job and help with services, help you find accommodations and, advocate accommodations if you need it within the job. I've said this before where the agent or the advocate or whatever you want to call her, she was like, oh, I want this case because she also had F&D or whatever. And she thought she could help me, awesome. I was ecstatic to get an advocate to help me, and well, she helped me apply a couple times. However, I was not thrilled about, she actually came to my home, because she knew transportation at that time was a butthole. Physically, I couldn't, use the bus, still can't. And she applied to some jobs that I had already worked for, and the job that I worked for was pretty toxic. I wasn't thrilled about that. And she didn't really say, she just applied to a bunch of these jobs, and turns out that I was in the assumption that I could apply and, apply, because I live in a college town and jobs go pretty darn fast. So, well, that's not the case. And we were only applying to 3, 4, 5 jobs. I was like, no, this is, but I was wanting to see if, I wanted to apply to some massage jobs too, because, I rather, see if, if I was going to be ready for that. No, can't do that. Can't apply jobs without a meeting with vocational rehab. Can't. And, I didn't get certified with Metrobus yet either. And then I was trying to get other service paratransit, backed up. This was before I figured out insurance could take me to vocational rehab. And, well, the other paratransit said that due to my fall risk, I was a liability. They couldn't take me on, as a client, due to their insurance and yada yada. So, yeah. And it drives me crazy that people, oh, there's this service. Well, I've already tried to apply to that because, as a backup. And I was still waiting a year. It took a year, luckily. A very long year, long, stressful year. There were months where I was not wanting to ask any family, any friends for funds. I literally had chump change to do laundry, and that can really affect your, not only your mental health, but physical health too. So I highly suggest grifting, whatever, asking people, to help you. And don't do that. There's always somebody to ask. And it doesn't hurt to ask. So, anyhow, where was I going on that tangent? You know me, squirrel. So I was like, me being an entrepreneur and apparently not following the rules and loopholes and all that. That makes it hard because, I'm dumb. I'm gonna say I'm dumb. I'm stupid. There's always another loophole that I learn, which makes me feel, because I didn't really grow up, in the system, to be honest. So this is all new, and it's making me learn, people that have not grown up in the system. It's a frustrating system, to say the least. Anyways, so even if you said 99 cents, 50 cents, $100, $50, $25, whatever. I typically, for food stamps, I think the max is like $145-ish for one person. Now I am gonna kind of factor in my roommate, who is also in the system. So please factor her in when you make these, in your thought process and all that. And what else? Worst case scenario, she's got a cat, and the cat food is not covered by SNAP either. So hopefully you factor that in too. And the cat likes little puff balls. And these little mice, with the, I think I've found about 20 of them all through the apartment. The cat does not like me, but that's a good way to entice her to like me. Anyways, so what is another couple? We need to think of outside the box, Uber and Lyft money is greatly appreciated too. So I can, not have to deal with, public transportation. It does eliminate the stress of, calling dealing with somebody, miscommunication issues, having to, schedule out 2 days or 3 days. It's 2 days with Metro Bus. It's 3 days with insurance. Insurance does provide, but I just rather call the company and not deal with the insurance and not deal with the broker. The broker company drives me, stresses me out, calling the broker. I just want to deal with the transportation company. And you can't, doing it online, you have to do it within 4 days, not really 3. So it's stressful. It's so stressful. It's a full-time job. And it shouldn't really be a full-time job. It really shouldn't. I just want to be normal. Anyways, so SNAP is, I don't know what you're doing, Mr. President. I don't really know. This is not good on us Americans. Not good. Not good for our health. And for you to promote making America great again, that was your slogan, all through your election political stuff. This is not okay, dude. Look at me. I'm about to cry because this is not okay. Not okay. How about you go in the store without Secret Service? They can, hunker down, lock down the store, and I want you to go shopping and see all the prices. I want you to take screenshots of all the prices of food. I want you to budget in $150. That's pretty much what us Americans are, getting. We used to get 300, roughly. For me, Mr. President, I've been dealing with deficiencies for quite a while, probably most of my life. My energy is very low. I will say that you capping down on our budget for SNAP last year was the first time in my entire life that I didn't have to think about budgeting, food prepping. I could get pretty much whatever I needed. I felt healthy again because I didn't have to think about money. I didn't have to think about my food. I didn't have to think about working, I didn't have to think about all that. But now we cut our budget in half, which that food is not lasting us Americans for sometimes it lasts probably 2, maybe 3 weeks. Maybe a little bit longer because I have to depend on my family, going over to my family for a week to, just kind of help with, their dogs and, watch over their place. So you're stressing Americans out. This is not making America healthy again. Okay? I hope, your granddaughter can show this video. It'd be a miracle. Anyways, please, I don't care if you're Democrat, Republican, whatever, but this is enough is enough. Okay? Enough is enough. Let's get back to work. Let's live life. Make peace. Yeah. Share the love. Have a coffee, tea. We shouldn't really actually work this hard. Anyways. Well, that dropped everybody down. Bye. See ya. Oh my goodness. Oh. What else do you want me to do for this channel? Your opinions matter on this channel. Like, if you want to see something different, hear about something different, let me know in the comments or in chat. 'Cause your opinion matters. Like, your voice matters here. So if I can do something different, that would be great. Put me to work. Let me entertain ya. That's what I should do, is try to juggle. I used to be able to juggle, and that is actually good eye therapy, which is actually getting kind of better. It's still bothering me, especially if I'm overdoing it with no sleep. So maybe I need to do that. Maybe I should. The expert, I want you to come and join my channel. Let's do some juggling together. That would be a lot of fun. And then Squid, we need to do another episode. Here's Letta. But I know that you're kind of busy with 2 channels now. So, good for you, Missy. Anyhow, J-Mac, we need to get you on. Get you introduced here. Anna, we need to like maybe do this on a regular basis, like a weekly basis. I just need to figure out this permanent thing, but then I don't want to do a permanent link and then having everybody bug me. Love you guys, but then, you know, I want to do my own thing too. And I don't know if I can make it a permanent thing for, like, you know, I don't know. Maybe say, you know, come on and join me on X, Y, and Z if you can, and kind of go from there. Last night, I noticed there was a YouTuber last night grifting for money for the food pantry, whatever, Food of America or whatever, and his thing was live, but it looks like he had been going live doing art for like 11 hours. Holy moly, I don't know if I could do that. 2 or 3 hours is a lot for me. And I'm usually drained after, you know, my episodes. So, anywho. Let's see who's chatting. Anybody chatting? Gotta roll out. Alrighty. I hope you have a fabulous day, Flash fan. Yvonne, I hope you're having a good day. And then I'm assuming other family members are watching today because, you know, you love me. And I impressed you. It would be a lot funnier if you did come on here to do the chatting. It would be a lot of fun. I noticed that I'm getting kind of low on my, I do like this stuff because it does not affect my face. Even though it looks like it. Anywho, I hope this doesn't last very much longer with Snap. Just like any mama would say, quit fighting, get along. I'm gonna make you guys hug each other at this point. Oh, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, you know, what political, you know, side you are on. We're all human. We need to, I just kind of worry about, people with disabilities in general, but kids, being affected by this, especially, those that have malnutrition and other, eating disorders and stuff like that, how this will impact that aspect. And I get my resources from Disability Revolution. Then I also get my Ed. He's been doing Social Security. And then there's Blind to Billionaire, which I rather somebody with a disability giving me all this information, And then there's one other lady that I get my information with. So I think I feel like I get most, legit information from Blind to Billionaire. So go and check them out. I forget what Ed's last name, Weir or something like that, Weir. And if you have not, and I need to do that maybe today, Medicare, getting Medicare situated, because I'm already up to 2 years now on this. So now I can get Medicare benefits. So yay, I get to try to figure all that out now too. I think that enrollment ends on the 17th, if I do recall. It's supposed to start in October 15th to the 17th of December. So let's go get Medicare. Never in my wildest dreams did I ever think that I would get Medicare. Okay. Yeah, you guys are like, okay, she's a goof. I should probably change my outro to my morning, or I might just make it all confusing. More work for me later, because I already have like 80 some videos. Isn't that crazy? I did have 140, but then that dropped down to 139. So my goal every day is to basically grift, getting subs. Getting subs is free. So if you can go out there, I know maybe not. She's really good at, helping moderate and stuff. So, and then Flash Ann, you're excellent at your job here. And Yvonne, I did make you into a moderator. If you did not see, I don't know. It's so weird on this. Hang on, let me go check. Hang on. I know I made you a mod. If not, if I was dreaming that, I'm sorry. but I will make you a mod if I glitched or it glitched or whatever. I'm kind of glitchy. Let me see.
Glitchy.
Whoops. There we go. Yep, you have a wrench now. So congratulations. Yay! Flash Fan's got one. Squid is busy doing her thing. So, I just wanted to let you guys know about Snap being and Mr. President and all the butt heads out there making this ultra frustrating for us Americans. Yeah, you heard me. That's not what I want to do. Okay, I'm so confused. Ah, okay. Back. Squirrel. Squirrel. Squirrels. There's a lot of squirrels in YouTube. That's for sure. So, congratulations, Yvonne. Yep. There's all sorts of numbers. So, thank you, Yvonne. If you need help with Medicare, Yvonne posted 1-800-633-4227. So, go and check that out. Get rolling. Anyways, I don't know. I honestly, this all kind of changes my plans for Thanksgiving. Typically, if you know me, I like to hang out with friends. I might go over to another family member's this year. I don't know. They might be working. I don't know. Who knows? Hang on. Oh my gosh. Okay. Somebody made my day. I can't tell who, but you made my day. You get hearts. And you're probably the one that's watching as well. So thank you, thank you. Okay, we're gonna experience Sarah crying because okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Anyways, so I am working on, we're gonna be working on Broken Baker. I'm starting a painting for him. More or less, it's not necessarily for the person, it's part of the story. I think I'm going to be working on a new book. If you haven't figured that out, a lot of my paintings kind of resemble like pages out of a book. So if you didn't figure that out. And then I'm also working on, I'm gonna start working on squid. I've got it kind of in my head. Need to put it on paper. Need to put it on a canvas now. And then Goat Man, Valhalla awaits. I'm doing that. So like I said, these paintings that I'm doing also, I want to do prints. So these are collectors, like the collector cards or Beanie Babies or whatever. I want to make this a thing. And then hopefully I can get enough of these going. And then there's a certain couple that I think they would be good at, doing their thing and trying to get, some of their funds, back, which is probably affecting them a great deal. Fees and all that, and my entrepreneur part of myself, the good person in myself is like, in order to make money, you gotta, fork over money and spend money and all that. So, and that goes a long way. So hopefully my motivation on that will, pay at the end, so we'll see. Kind of go from there. Alrighty, guys. Are you done with me? Do you need me to chat more? It's only been an hour. You usually get me 2.5, almost 3 hours. Yeah, thank you to, helping me out. That'll help a great deal. If you need help out there, please, don't hesitate to comment, reach out to me via email, and I can see what I can do, or, give you some creative ideas on raising those funds or whatever, or collab with you, whatever works, because we're in this together, and it takes all a village. It takes a village to raise kids. It takes a village to raise, anybody, literally. So, or run a business. It takes a village to run a business too. So, and if you are struggling and out there, life does get better. I promise. This will evolve, and hopefully my predictions don't, prolong it. But anywho, there's only one of you sitting listening to my smart ass self. You poor thing. Anyways, I hope you had fun this weekend watching me paint. If you can go over there, I think I had only 25 viewers for that, which I was actually surprised because this only shows only one person is watching me. And I think that's pulling from YouTube. I don't think it pulls anything from Facebook, but Facebook is also kind of a butt because it only, it won't show it live to you people on Facebook. Sometimes it does. I don't know. Sometimes I had the feature on wrong or what, but and then Patreon, I don't know why it's not linking to Patreon. And I'm also like, I need to dummy down on my time on YouTube and get on Patreon. Yeah, Yvonne, I should be able to get Medicare. Okay, I don't know. They just give me the insurance, and I don't want to deal with insurance. And then every once in a while they'll call, but then at the same time I'm like, I need this and this and this with F&D, which is like, looking for a needle in a haystack. And by the way, I can't find my needles because I was gonna finish up, the one painting with crocheting, and I cannot find those needles anywhere. Goes to show, because I dumped all the junk in a bag, and I half wonder if I didn't have another bag and chuck it. So, yeah. Anyways. So, oh my goodness. I hope you guys are doing good. I think I'm done for the day. I'm starting to... YouTube is very hard. Medicaid Advantage includes Medicare. Okay. Because I thought, the beginning of the year, I thought I could get these extra benefits, and I ended up listening to the wrong person, and, but at the same time, once I got all the little wrinkles somewhat ironed out, it got a little bit better. So, But anyways, I think I'm done. You guys feel free to, that way, take a screenshot or whatever the camera does, and you can send some funds if you feel obligated to. Worst case scenario, my whole objective is grow this to 500 and then get super chats and all the fun things. So subscribe if it's been a while since you've subscribed. Look and make sure, because as the saying goes, YouTube can be a hole and unsubscribe you. So go resubscribe. It's free. Hit that like button. I don't care what people say about YouTube, not caring about the interactions and all. Watch all the way through on the video. And I do speak slowly, so put me on the chipmunk speed and you'll get through that a lot quicker, especially for these 2-3 hour videos. Highly recommend it. It doesn't offend me at all. I wish I was a chipmunk. I wish I could talk like a chipmunk. Yeah. And be more annoying, maybe. Anyways, hit that like button. It helps me, it motivates me to keep doing all these things, because it is hard work doing YouTube. So it gives me that little pep in my step, seeing those numbers. Yeah, ignore the numbers, blah, blah, blah. But, but I will promise you that if I become, too annoying, with this, I've got all these subscribers and blah, 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 I don't want to lose that personal aspect that I like. And if I lose that, then I'm done with YouTube. If you get me where I need to be, in life, my life is going to go to another direction, and I don't want to, lose that, because if I forget who Yvonne is or Flash Fan, that's my cue to, move forward and move on with something else or start over, So, because my whole objective is, helping you, and I don't want to lose that. So, I don't want to be so viral that, I'm losing grasp on what my goals are with this channel. So, anyways, So do all the things we need to get. I still want to get to that 1035. I had that dream right after Squid Pro Quo, you know, helped me get to, my first 100, or tried to, anyways. And that was an amazing feeling. And maybe this, 135, was all that I was going to get, which is fine. So, anywho, hopefully I hear something from the Measure Bus. I did call them last weekend, so today is Tuesday, so I think I'm gonna make another phone call either today or tomorrow and try to get on their schedule, or find the energy, conserve my energy, and be like, I need to make a ride and walk my butt in there and claim that place. And be like, look, I need a job. Mr. Trumpsters is, saying that, I need to volunteer or, work, 20 hours a week. So, the whole issue with them cutting their budget $250,000 is like preventing me too. Because I have this feeling that, that they're going to be like, no, sorry, we can't. But at the same time, I'm like, I can volunteer my time, The money would just help motivate me more. Hate saying it, but it's true. Plus, I did get, I think this is I hope this is the last step for housing. If my, roommate and my neighbor, is watching this last night, it was one of those moments. I thought it was the toilet upstairs flooding, Noah's Ark, preparing for Noah's Ark, clogged, but then they said it was the sink. I don't know. Anyways, I'm sitting there, I'm like, what is going on? And, I thought it was my roommate, and she thought it was me, but it really sounded like, rain, and yeah, their toilet or their sink or bathtub, whatever, flooded. Yeah. So thank you for bringing, if you are watching, thank you for bringing the towels, and, I'm like trying to not have an episode at all costs. I'm like, and having a prosthetic fall is a fall risk. Wet, slippery stuff. But man, and then we were both gonna break down, I think. Checking, closets, making sure that it's not, going in the closets. And, and they're going to wash our laundry, thank goodness. Even though they, honestly, it's not their fault, it's not our fault. It's more the, toilet. It's nobody's fault. But anyways, so, yeah. Trust me, there's gonna be more mold. Anyways. So, November 9th marks also a big day. Yay! I don't know. I don't remember these hand motions. I can't do it. There we go. Balloons. That works. I only remember the hearts. So 2 years ago, it started on August 23rd. And I didn't get out of the hospital until November 9th or 8th. It was going to be the November 8th, but I finally got out of the hospital. And let's see here. I went into the psych. Went to our local, but then I got transferred to 3 hours. And then lost my home, and so the homeless shelter, then the doctor did not know what F&D or the conversion disorder, which is outdated, and then did not know who I was. I never really saw her as a patient prior because my primary care physician had an emergency or whatever, and then so she didn't know what the hell was going on with me. So she sent me back to the hospital that caused the stroke, F&D stuff, protracted withdrawal. I don't know. Not being on Cymbalta makes a lot of sense that it's protracted and maybe. But I'm always going to be here. I'm going to advocate for F&D because it's very screwy at how shitty we get treated, ping-ponged, and anyways. And then they supposedly accidentally discharged me, thank God. Tried to get me to ambulate, which caused a seizure, and then tried to get me to do it again at the homeless shelter. So went back to the homeless shelter, and then we made a good decision to go back to the local hospital. The local hospital then finally sent me to our local rehab, one of the best, where they treat you like family, give you all sorts of help. And so went there, and then November 9th is when they finally discharged me. And then I lived with the crazy. I am so thankful for, the current roommate that I have right now. Thank God. Anyways, so it's a big day for me, big celebration. And I'm glad that I'm still here, and thankful that I made the decision to, do YouTube. Thank goodness I don't know what I would have done if I wasn't a massage therapist and had the artistic ability, which I will show you. This is actually a picture that I did. I couldn't do much of anything. People kept giving me books and puzzles and coloring things, and I was like, I can't color, So let me show you here. Screen back. No, that's not what I want. You would think by now, after 80 videos in 2 to 3 hours each, that I would get the hang of this. That's not what I want. Let me try this. Let me show you. There we go. This was with my right hand. And whoever's picture this was, thank you. I don't know whose picture it was, but I ended up giving it to the nurse, my favorite nurse, when I was at the rehab hospital north of here. So, and that was with my right hand. So, I'll also show you. Let's proceed. And where did you guys go? There we go. Do I want to show that one? I look like crazy with that. I'm going to show you this. This is probably, I want to say halfway, like physical therapy was about 2 weeks. And this shows you that I was making progress. So here we go. Ooh, I look fat. I look chubby in this. I'm not that short. But I'm using my foot and all that. Oi. Let's show you another one. Maybe. Show you what they ended up doing. They did, if you have contractures, this, now I would say,
See a finger. There you go.
I would say only do this with physical therapists or occupational therapy. So don't do this on your own, but this is how they got me to open up my hand with the contractures. So and this was pretty painful because when your hand gets all contracted. So now this is the first rehab. So this was pretty, I would say contractures are pretty painful. And I don't think doctors and nurses and whoever, they need to put your hand in a splint to prevent this. But no. We're gonna just do towels are gonna just keep that person, rigid. So what it did was, contracted my hand. Now the other rehab clinic actually gave me a soft contracture that kept my hand open. So anywho, I look like the maybe if I had shared that video. I wish you could save these, settings. There we go. That's a little bit better. But I still look like, Oompa Loompa. The purple, whatever her name was in, that movie. I'm kind of dying, aren't I? Anywho, that was probably about, a weekend. Let's see. why that other video is not in here. This is me. I think I'm probably about when I started walking, a couple days in. Where I had no concept, you know, of moving my foot. It was painful. It was very, 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 very painful. Because I had all that weight on my ankle. Wonder what I did with that other video. Oh, there it is. I wish I had done more videos. Oh, this is the... Oh, I can't open it. Oops. This is when I finally wore shoes, which was also painful. This was about the end of the rehab, the first rehab. And sorry, I'm not doing sound because, you know, just because there's, you know, patients, you know, in the background. This setting is making me look fat. Very, very, very fluffy. I am not that short, by the way. Anybody that cares to know. And yes, you are more than welcome to make short girl sarcasm. Feel free. I'm used to it. Whoops. Whoops. There we go. What? Oh my goodness. What? A gerbil is trapped in my boyfriend's butt. Can't get it out. He keep beating him. What? Okay. Should he keep feeding it milk with a medicine dropper or just let it starve to death? What the hell? Oh my goodness. I don't know what to say about that. Go ask Squid Pro Quo that question. Oh darn, Flash Fan is not here to answer your question. But he will be back to watch the replay. We'll leave that to Ashton to answer. I don't know. That's a hard question. Thank you for the laughs, though. Thanks. Thank you. I needed that. Oh my goodness. Stranger Things. Maybe we need to venture into Stranger Things. Might be a fun little topic. You getting my Stranger Things spring starting? Ugh. Anyways. Might have to start watching Stranger Things because I haven't really. I've watched a little bit, but I never really got into it. So maybe that's my sign to venture into that. If that is of interest to you guys, it's of interest to me and gives me stuff to entertain you. But that actually sounds like Mr. Pancake. I don't know. That's a crazy comment. Well, on that note, we've been at this for almost 2 hours. Do you want me to keep going? Anyways, all I can say is at least the hospital got me walking again, and that was just a really crazy experience. Hopefully I don't flare in the future, and, that's why I'm like I want to get the zine. And the zine is probably about $2,000. I'm gonna look on. The problem is it needs to be customized because, as you can see, my Oompa Loompa self needs customization to my height. Yeah, I've come a long way. I certainly have. Painting wise, walking. Now I need to practice skipping because one of my friends not necessarily made a bet with me, but was like, your next goal is to learn to skip. You cray, but okay, I'm gonna, hunt you down and, and show it off. But gonna start working on that a little bit before it snows, and try to get outside and in this beautiful fall weather. Yes, I said the curse word, snow. That should be considered a curse word. And try to work on that a little bit because he is right, and it works different, aspects of your brain. So, and then maybe I can be like, you want to see something? You want to see something? You want to see me skip? How about $100? $100. And then I can show you. How about $1? Stripper money. He is a fun person, so he means all well, and his goofball, ideas on that. It's a goofball idea for me, and I think he's being funny. So, that was your message things at things is too funny. Too funny. It got me a good laugh. So hopefully this whole calms down, the shutdown opens back up, and we don't need to worry about SNAP. Oh, you don't have to edit yourself. Yvonne, no worries. We know what you meant. Anyways, that's usually my sign that I'm dead. Like, my brain's enough with YouTube. So, life gets better if I didn't promise you that. What do I always say? I wouldn't promise. See, that's why my brain's kind of goofy now. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I need to get off here. My brain's like escape, Control Alt Delete. We're now malfunctioning. FND virus is, because that's how it works. So things do get better, I promise. I really do promise you that, guys. Take it from me. Look at the videos, For me, not being able to use this hand, not being able to walk, F&D is different for everybody, so it's not me trying to look at me, attention seeking. This is to motivate you to move forward, transition, evolve, because you can. I know you can. And anyways, it will get better. I wouldn't say that if I didn't believe it. All those things. I don't know what I'm saying now. My brain's broken. Give me a break. Give me a break. Give me a break. It's time for me to go eat and go take a nap. And if Squid is still playing, let's redirect over to her. Let's see here. Doop, boop, boop. Yep, she's still playing. And let's see. And if you're tired of that whole story, let's see who else. Molly Burke posted some crazy. Molly Burke has when a doctor's amputation fetish becomes a crime. That might be interesting. Let's go watch that video. And then looks like Broken Baker is playing right now. That might be of interest. I haven't followed that case. Whatever. Trying to get you to stay out of the whole Trumpsters, because that can cause anxiety. Looks like AJ's going on at 6 o'clock tonight, so go and get notified for that. They're always fun to listen to. Crazy family. But we love them. Probably because they're from Indiana and I understand them. Anyways, that looks like it on my end. Dr. Joseph posted an hour ago. Professor admits psychiatric drugs are making patients worse. And his thumbnail said they tried to bribe me. So that might be of interest to you guys. And then MG Law will be on later tonight, or Tuesday. I'm already thinking it's Thursday. So hopefully that helps you to kind of entertain yourself today. Have a good night, good day, whatever time it is for you. And I will see you on the next one. Love you guys. Love you. See you. I will probably be on tomorrow. Trying to 3 times a week is my ultimate goal, but you guys understand that that doesn't always happen. At least I do once a week. I'm solid. Alrighty, guys. Later. Things will get better. I promise you. There we go. My brain's maybe working again. Bye, guys.
Good night, my sleepy loves. See you on the next one.